Yes, sir.
Sanibonani, welcome back to another episode of Hearty Thursdays. Ngumama Wezizwe Sibia, and I am here to fill your hearts with art. In this podcast, we talk about art. We talk to the people that make the art, the people behind the people that make the art, and the people that make the art, but a lot of people don't know that they do. And today we are so excited to have a change maker in the house. Po. Our guest, Kopano, is a skateboarder and a content creator, amongst other things. But he's also the man behind the scenes, our very own sound designer and cameraman. Welcome to the other side of set. How are you?
I'm good. A little bit nervous, but I'm good. Yeah, we're on it.
Finally, thank God we get to have you on this side. Please tell me a little bit about yourself, your background, or where you born.
I was born and bred in Jozi, but I got to move around a little bit. I was raised by my grandparents in a small township called Town, just on the outskirts of Enidale, like South Soweto. That's where I discovered everything that makes me me, basically. Yeah.
Okay, and who are you? Like, who?
Yo, just all round creative. I draw, I sculpt, I skate, like everything, J man. Like art is more of like king personification for me. Like I believe my feet can do art, my hands can do art. Like every body part can contribute to the art. Yeah.
That's dope. Can you share some of your fondest memories from your childhood while you were still either in any of these places, Fine Town?
Growing up, I had a teacher. She was my grade 3 teacher, Madam Ramakao. She's more or less responsible of everything.
Okay.
Like she believed for the arts is education. So she put us into gumboot dancing, drama, ballroom dancing, instrumental. Like for instrumental, like our task was to make our own instruments at home, then go out and perform playing those instrumentals that we made from home. Like I made a drum and like it had those percussion thingies. Like before I even know what like king percussion, you know. So it had those things. We made them from beer bottles, and like she was that person for me. And I feel like everything I create, it's like in her legacy, you know. Yeah.
Wow, that's dope. And I wish like more teachers would do that because we spend a lot of times in school. So I feel like the people that have a greater chance of impacting our lives like that are actually teachers. So that's dope. In grade 6, you then moved to go live with your mom in Jimiston. Sorry. How did that transition like impact your life and your creative interests?
It was very scary because before then I just thought of my mom as my sister. You know, like my mother was my grandmother. Like the person I call mom is my grandmother. The person I call papa is my grandfather. So my mother was like low-key introduced as my sister.
Okay.
So having to go through those levels of, and like this is your mother. And she had a different version for me. And obviously I was raised in a different setting. So all that clashed. But like one thing I would say shout out to my mom's for, she believed. Yeah, it's like, I don't know what you're trying to do, but you know, like I know you can do it. So she believed, you know. So shout out to my mom for that. Yeah.
That's dope. Wow. And how was it like adjusting in a new environment, a new school and
I get pop.
so it wasn't hard at all.
I feel like the difficulties came later in life. Like now, like I'm an adult, I'm like revisiting my traumas and whatnot. I feel like now I'm starting to understand those things. But like,
Okay.
yeah, like back in the day, I was just like having fun. It's, somebody's trying to rap, I can write some bars. Somebody's trying to dance, I can like, you know, spojanyana. Like it was very fluent for me back in the day until like I was like, okay, now I'm trying to be an adult and what does it mean for me? That's when it became like more of a challenge. Yeah.
So how did you get exposed to like rap music? while you were still in primary?
So growing up, I was like very involved in like music. Like we come from a very church dominant, like, you know,
Yes.
the children go to Sunday school. After Sunday school is choir. Like I come from that, but like I was not really forced into it. It was like more of my choice.
Okay.
So like my sisters, well, they're my aunties, but because we grew up together, they're like my sisters. So we went through that. They went through choirs because they liked boys and everything. And I was just the plus one, yabo.
Not because they liked music.
Bro, you know how it is, bro. Like, you know how it is. Like, you are a teenager, you get introduced to certain things. There's like a certain boy that likes or that's achieving in that one like department that you want to achieve in, and crushes develop. I feel like that's how it was for my sisters. So I just tagged along. Like those guys used to like, you know, bruh, call your sister for me. You know, I was that boy, and because I was like not really trying to like be in that, I got to like experience like a wholesome vision. Like I was not just a soprano kid or a bass boy or a tenor boy. I got to see how the choir conductor like played those cards, just like, you know, like, and the sopranos would do their thing, and you know, like
Interesting.
I was just that kid, and it's like I was just sitting there, and obviously, I resonated more with bass because obviously, like all the cool kids were in like the bass section, we were in the back, and the one thing I remember, like that gave me that confidence, like I have like a husky voice, especially when I'm sick. So I would like really kill it, like winter vibe, like this. Like when it's winter, I'd kill it, bro. Like my bass is on point, I'm sick, nobody really can tell. So my sister Nkakesang, she really put me in those like places. Like I was not even volunteering or anything, it just was organic. You know, she would go, I would follow, her boyfriends would follow me. Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay. And then, so now can you tell me about your early experiences with now writing and performing your own rap songs?
Okay, that was very tricky also because it was not just me. So in high school we started like a whole rap crew, like Assassination, you know, like we used to kill it, right? You know the name Assassination, the nation of assassin. Like we used to kill it. So my confidence was not just my own. Like I knew how, like if I were to mess up, my home is gone.
Okay.
It's like we were a team like that. So
How many were you?
we were four.
Okay.
Yeah, you've met Tutugani. So it was me, Tutugani, Pilani, and Lizwe.
Okay.
We started rapping, and one thing led to another. We developed the rap crew, started bunking school classes to go to the studio.
Ooh, okay.
Like it was very organic, man. Like I failed grade 10 mostly because of music. Like honestly, I would say. But it was very organic. Nobody was like put under pressure for you, dog. We're trying to be big or anything. We just found a
creating.
voice, and we could express ourselves through that voice, and that's how my rap career kind of formed.
And what would you say are like some of the memorable moments like with the crew?
So in grade 9, my Pilane. So Pilane's rap name was Forbidden Black.
Okay.
Yeah, well, Black with a QK. So there was a time he disappeared. Like we could see him, but like his parents didn't know where he was. So they came to the school one day. I was like, yo, bro, oh, mfana wait, like, where's Pilane? And like we were called into the office, and we were kind of like had to give like testimonies. It's, oh no, I've seen him on Monday. He comes on
Still
Thursday."
alive. Imagine,
You know? But like I would say, bro, those are the high peak of my creative journey. Those are the moments that made me realize, oh, actually, I got it. You know what? Because like Homeboy is from Alex. I'm from Malvern. Tutugane is from Malvern. Lizzo is from town. But like we could cancel everything, like our background, and like we just cancel everything and be like, yo, dog, this is about the music. We don't care what's hip and happening. This is how we want to express ourselves through this platform, which is rap music. And sure, as the name kind of suggests, assassination. We were kind of like attacking people. But like, it made sense for us, you know? Because like, we were the nerds in school. Nobody pays attention to the nerds. We were like, you know, science class.
Okay.
You know? Yeah, but Dexter's lab, you know what I'm saying?
Do you think you'd like to have something like that again in your life right now?
I could say I do. But like with like a less involvement of adults. So now I have like my own skateboarding organization. I just work with kids. And I've learned through these kids, life is not about just forcing down knowledge. It's also about accepting. You know, these kids go through the most. They live in this chaotic area, bedrooms. They see a lot of things. And they come to me with these stories or scenarios asking for help. And I have to be like, oh shit, actually, you know? And that has made me realize, adulthood is more or less a facade. Like we are all on the same level, just different scales, bro. Like a 12-year-old can teach you something about crime that you would have never thought because their father or auntie or whatever has went through those things. So I used to think of myself as their role model, but now they are my role models, kind of vibe. Yeah.
No, I do believe ukuthi omncane ufunda komdala nomdala ufunda komncane. And if you feel like you've got nothing to learn from someone younger than you, uyazimisha actually. Like you're just depriving yourself of some valuable lessons even. How did you get introduced to skateboarding? Like
It was very random. So in my transition from my grandmother's to my mother's, Kumbula like Sasaba, like in town, going to my grade 6 new school. And on the way there, some guy just passed, like moving really fast on the skateboard, like right in front of me. Like, and I was like, yo, mama, that's my thing. And understand, we come from different backgrounds. Our parents don't understand
these things.
Yeah, it's yo, I wanna be a skateboarder for the rest of my life.
What do you mean? They've never seen a professional skateboarder, so like.
Yeah, well, and I come back from like a history of car accidents. You could say I'm lucky or unlucky. It doesn't really matter. So I've had like a couple of car accidents, and my mother was like, "My dog, you've broken enough things. You're not going into that." So something really clicked in me. Started selling sweets and snacks at. Yeah, man. One thing led to another, and I'm here.
You bought yourself your first board.
I bought myself my first board, my first shoes, my first balls, my like everything.
Wow.
My parents didn't agree. But my old lady, my mom is like the strictest person in the family. Like my uncle still asked me, "Hey dog, how did you manage being a teenager in that house?" Like, you know what I'm saying? So my mom was like, she didn't care about a lot of things. She had her own plan, and obvious. You know, skateboarders, we are rebels.
I feel like parents, especially like maybe now, like because there's this gentle parenting and stuff, but I just feel like all of our parents, they kind of wanted something for us in their heads, and we had our lives planned out, and we just became artists. Shame. Sorry, parents.
Was strong.
When did then wow come about, and how has the journey been?
So like I mentioned with Tutugane, like one of the head hunters of WoW, we've been friends like grade 8, grade 9. yeah. Me and two have been friends, like bro, like through the scariest thing. When WoW happened, Hector was going through his own personal things. Tutukana was trying to like discover himself as an artist. I was also like, bottom store, like trying to figure myself out in society. So when they made that happen, obviously like it resonated with me because like I used to rap with Tutugani, like we were there together in high school, including Hector. We went to the same high school. So it just made sense. At the beginning, I didn't know what I was getting myself into. But now that I was like, you know, it makes so much sense. Like I was supposed to be there. I had to experience that and it's been beautiful. Like
You guys have put together some really amazing shit. Yo, like
Yo.
yeah, you set the bar in poetry.
That shit has been scary, bro. Like
is
scary.
It's dope. It's very dope. How did you get involved with? Is it called Skatistan?
Okay, Skatistan. Skatistan is like a new skateboarding organization in Africa or in the rest of the world. World of Words and Skatistan had like a young collaboration going. So as World of Words would go to Skatistan to teach poetry workshops.
Okay.
So I was part of World of Words, and obviously I'm a skateboarder,
Yes.
and it just made sense. So like I've went there before, but because combos were not connecting, things didn't happen. But once I was a part of World of Words and now in there, things just made sense. So I became part of Skatistan. I became one of their skateboarding coaches, and yeah, kids, man, like there's so much to learn in children,
That's true. I am very passionate about kids. I always want to do something that involves them in a way. In any way. Even I'm a kid myself, even kids my age. Still there's a lot. Can you walk me through joining Makers Valley and your roles here and how they lent to, how do I say, balanced?
Balancedsk8co.
Yes.
Yeah, the co is for community. Okay, so my reason for leaving Skatistan is because I came up with the initiative of starting Balancedsk8co.
Okay.
So I realized, Hore, as Skatistan, there are certain things that are they don't do part of policy, but I felt like those things made sense in our narrative. So I decided to start that, and there was a young clash. Skatistan had to let me go. There's no bad blood. Like I still love everybody there. I still go there to skate and everything. But that was also like the push that I needed. With what do you stand for? What do you trying to like live in this world? So I went for that. I started my own organizations, Balancedsk8co. Balancedsk8co more or less is a skateboarding organization that focuses on life skills. It's not just about skateboarding, it's about what you learn through learning how to skateboard. So yeah, man.
I've got some friends that do skate. That's interesting. And how is it like since you've started it? How is the journey?
Every year it's growing and every year it becomes more scary. I have a recent project now. I'm trying to build a skate park in the community. The politics, the everybody who's supposed to be involved. I'm only learning those things now. I didn't know all those structures existed. So it's a little bit tricky. But the one thing that I've learned, I'd say, through skateboarding is, bro, you gotta try, and try again until you learn your trick, bro. Like nobody really cares if it's a basic or an advanced trick. Nobody really knows. A kickflip is a kickflip. Once I do a kickflip, you'll still be amazed. But a kickflip is just a basic trick. You know what I'm saying? So that's like the program is also running through me as more as it's running through the kids. I'm not teaching just these kids life skills. I'm also learning also those life skills while I'm teaching them to these kids, And it's been beautiful. It's scary, yeah, sure. But scary is a part of skateboarding. We've learned how to deal with fear and embrace opportunity, I guess, yeah.
And then, like, what are the ages? So, if like I want to join, can I, or is it only for the kids?
So at the moment, the program is for kids from 6 years old to 18 years old, because we trying to highlight the life skills part of it. Most of the essential life skills are learned between that period. Like what makes you an efficient adult in imposed to the other one. So skateboarding is that. Skateboarding will teach you how to set goals, how to reach those goals, how to plan every single detail for you to reach that goal. That's why I decided to make it into a life skills program, because I wouldn't have been here because of anything else. Like skateboarding really showed me, yo, bro, you have 3 months. This is what you want to reach in 3 months. This is what you need to do in that 3 months to reach that one goal. That's how I learned how to more or less break down life. Yabo. So everything that I'm passing on through these kids are the things that I've went through and the things that I know I'm going to go through. Because growing up is not like I'm 40, I'm done. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a journey. It's not a destination. You don't get there until you die.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Oh wow. And then, what kind of support would you say you need right now regarding?
support. Financial literacy.
Okay.
I've learned that managing your finances means managing your dream, manufacturing, like managing everything that comes after. So if you know how, like, it doesn't matter if you are making, let's say, 2 billion rands or 2,000 rands. What matters is how you use. Yeah. Yeah. Well, so for example, I got an investing for 2.5, like 2,500. But like I managed to make sure for these kids go through for their first skate park experience. They have food, they have drinks. It's a vibe, you know. Like I could do that with any kind of amount of money, but like because like I received that kind of money and I made
it work.
yeah, I made it work. That means already like I can handle bigger amounts of money. And I have the track record. Yo, bro, I spent 400 on boards. I spent 400 on food. Like there's that track record, And honestly, that's the difficult thing that I had to learn. Because you don't just spend money. Like you need to be able to tell people, okay, you gave me so much money. This is where that went. This is where that went. And that kind of like proves your accountability, you know? Because we live in a country of corruption, bro.
Yeah.
Like everybody is expecting everybody to be corrupt. But like if you have that young track record, Horio, bro, like I gave you 200 rand and you managed to like make something of it.
Let me give you five now.
If I give you like 2 billion, I can like have that young trust on you.
Actually, yes, you're teaching me something, because the documentary that I'm producing, I actually have been getting like some support, and I've been using it. Like even today we were shooting before we came here, but like what you were saying, it's important that also that level of transparency to then say you gave me this and this is what I did with it. Oh, thanks. No, it seems like you already have that. I was asking what kind of support
I'm still
you
learning.
need.
Yeah, bro, I'm still learning. I'm
Yeah,
still
there's a lot
learning.
to learn there.
Because
There's text, there's all these things that are there.
there's this thing, like I'm the role model that I needed in these kids. You know what I'm saying? So obviously, like I do typical adult things. I go for events, we have fun, sure. But like I'm still that role model. I can't have somebody's child's parent finding me here, like and that's my biggest challenge right now. Cause I'm like in a way trapped. I don't wanna be fake,
Okay, no.
but I also don't wanna mislead people. You know?
You're a human being.
Yeah, come on to talk. I'm gonna make mistakes here and there, but like my mistakes are not who I am.
They don't disqualify what you've done and what you are about as well.
Yeah, so that's where I'm at right now, and I would say that's the like, most difficult part of my life.
No, I understand. I feel like as people as well, we do this thing of once, like we put someone on a pedestal ourselves, and then we expect them to act according to that, which is very unfair. It's very unfair. So can you tell me more about your plans on how you think you're gonna go about the designing and the mass production of skateboarding shoes and safety gear?
So because of where the wind have blown me, I keep telling the kids that I work with, or like I'm that boy that was blown by the wind. I can't say I was 6 years old dreaming of being a skateboarder. No. Like I'm here because something put me here. And my dream is to show Africans kids, you don't have to be wealthy. You don't have to have well-rounded off parents. If you wanna go skateboard, go skateboard. If you happen to be good, shout out. If you don't happen to be good, there's other professions within the skateboarding industry that you can pursue. Like you don't have to just kill the dream just because you didn't learn how to kickflip on time. So that's what I'm kind of trying to do. Is like a confessions. Like we're not paying attention to one specific area of skateboarding. So what everybody trying to do is like, we're gonna make skateboards, we're gonna make shoes. No, bro, like I'm just trying to take care of like everything holistically, materialistic, personal, everything. That's my dream, and obviously it starts with me. Like everything I write down is like a testimony for me to go through first, make sure that it works, then I can pass it on to the kids.
Wow, and that's very important because sometimes people give advices that they themselves haven't tried, and it's like dangerous stuff. I remember when I was in grade 9, a bit out of context, this kid from our school stabbed this other guy outside the school premises, and literally his intestines are outside. And people were like, "Get matchsticks, like just try to burn next to it. It's gonna go back inside." But they've never done it. Now they just it's just like. Some of the things are no.
Yeah.
How do you plan on building and developing the DIY skate park in your community?
So far I have a bunch of stakeholders, like people that are making the difference in the surrounding communities.
Okay.
But also it's like a matter of them realizing this is more than just a money project. Like I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing this for the kids that wanna like pursue something but don't have the means to. Like skateboarding is very expensive. Like very expensive. Like for me to be getting here, like I said, I sold sweets at school. That's probably illegal, I think. But like it comes with a lot of lessons. Like I've learned how to manage money from a very young age. I've learned how to create opportunities for myself from a very young age. I've realized what my opportunities don't necessarily just benefit me from a young age. And that's what I'm trying to impart into these kids. They are fixing their own skateboards. Every now and again, I entice them to say, "Yo, bro, just like save 45 rand, buy yourself your own bearings." Those are life lessons that don't just come, you know. They come with the thing, like at the back of your head, there's a greater goal, you know, like you're not just trying to buy guineas, you are sacrificing these guineas for something that's like 10, 15 years, 20 years down the line, you know. And honestly, there's something I never thought I was able to do until I had to do it, you know. And I want all the kids around me to be able to imagine that far. It's not about the 30 minutes of watching Dragon Ball Z. It's actually like hours and hours ahead, you know? Like, yeah.
I wish I had that when I was a kid.
I wish that too. Like I said, bro, like I'm the role model I wish this kid, like I'm the role model I wish I had as a kid.
That's dope, and that's what I'm trying to be as well. It's very inspiring what you're doing. It's very important also. I hope you always find the strength to do it, because things like this are very hard to do, and also support is not even a lot from people even. So I really hope that you always find the strength to continue doing it. Where would you say you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Africa's number one. Like Africa's number one. Shoes, skateboards, helmets, like everything. So as part of Makers Valley Partnership, we were taught as like convergence. Like if you go into a business venture, you're just not looking at your product and your services. Like you're looking at taking over that whole business sector. So when I initially pitched my idea, the guy was like, "Yo, you're doing personal development," and I was like, "Oh shit, I'm not doing personal development." And he gave me that idea, like he helped me build that idea. With "Yo, bro, besides you just teaching kids, these are like essential skills even for adults. Like as an adult, confidence is a big thing. Like confidence, just being able to like show up in a room, ask who is the manager, like that's a big thing. And I'm building these kids, like they ask me weird questions that I don't want to answer, but because I know I'm also low-key responsible for them asking those questions, I have to answer. So they're like, "Yo, what is a kickflip?" I'm like, "Oh, dog." But like because I've started to understand Hore, I'm also the beginning. Like I'm the seed of that thought. I'm responsible for all their questions. I have to detach from everything being personal. Like I get easily bored. But I have to be like, "Oh no, man. It's legit just trying to know something."
Yeah.
And that's very tricky. Very tricky.
So this thing requires like a seriously good emotional intelligence, must.
It just requires constant learning.
Okay.
Because you never know what is wrong. Growing up, I always thought, you have to go to school, get a job, whatever. But like now, because I'm in the environment that I'm in, I know there's schoolish behavior that is not genuinely tied to you being successful. You can read as many textbooks as you want, whatever. But that just means you're gonna be somebody's like employee or whatever. I've only learned how to reimagine education as it is now. Like what we were taught in school is not necessarily right. There are points where it is right, but there's points where it actually doesn't make sense. And that's what we kind of classify as schoolish behavior. Once I've learned how to like put myself out of that, that's where I've like learned the importance of collaboration. You can work with like a 12-year-old. They can make your project pop because they know what's relevant to other 12-year-olds. You know, you can write a song now with a 3-year-old because they keep saying that one repetitive phrase. That means that is your hook. That's what everybody's gonna catch. The grandmothers, like, come on, it's a 3-year-old. You know, this one phrase makes sense to them. They resonate. You know, so all those things are interlinked. Like education is not an age thing. It's like a uniform thing. You know something because you realize because you are in your 20s. Oh shit, I realized something in my 30s. Somebody realized something in their 10s. It doesn't necessarily make everything invalid, you know?
Yeah.
You just have to learn how to step back and accept what's happening in the moment.
That's very important. I feel like to get to a place like that, we need a lot more human interactions, like real interaction. Like parents go to work very early, come back very late, and then now they have to go to sleep. Kids are mostly at school. Like we don't get time to actually like get to know each other and learn from each other. And then now there's assumed roles. If you're an adult, you know more. If you are young, you don't know. And because even at my age, sometimes I have conversations with people and they're like, no, you're still young, you don't know. But it's like, you don't even know whether I don't know or it's, you know. And what advice would you give to someone out there who's like a young an aspiring skateboarder or creative, and it's just like, I am trying to do this thing, but I don't really know, or I'm trying to buy like this board, or I saw this thing, I think it's cool.
Yeah, bro. Like, this is not even just like skateboarding kind of advice. It's just like a general. If you believe it, do it. Like, if you believe it, do it. Like, yo, bro. I started editing videos on E250s and D500s.
Really?
My dog.
What software? What app?
Was it even software
Or was
back
it
then?
just settings and then you go to it?
Yeah, you just understand what construct means, what brightness means. Like,
Even without understanding, oh, when I take it
yeah,
up,
like,
it does this. When
yeah,
I
you
take
just
it
know
down,
what it
does
does more or less. So, like, start with what you got. Like, I started my skateboarding organization. Was one skateboard, like one. Now we have like what, 15 skateboards.
Really? That's
We started with one though.
That's dope.
And funny thing is, none of the kids that are part of the program right now actually know that we started with one skateboard. They just,
It's always been like
yeah,
this.
it's been fun times for them, you know. And I keep reminding people, yo, bro, don't underestimate the value of starting.
Yeah.
Like, don't underestimate. Like, I used to start like selling snacks at school. I started with one packet. Like 3 months later, I could afford a skateboard. You know, nobody taught me how to apra. Just save. No, dog. Like, I figured everything else trial and error. You know, so put your mind to it. Put some reasons to it. You know, because like now I'm an only child. I keep telling myself, "Oh, yo, bro, if you don't do it, who's gonna do it for you?" So put some reasons to it that make you don't wanna have failure in it. Obviously, failure is gonna happen, but once you have those reasons, failure is just gonna be like, next lesson type of vibe, you know? Yeah.
And that's very important. Even those reasons to be like about you. Like Mawuti, if you believe it's that's all you need, eh?
Yeah, that's all
That's
you need.
all
Bro.
a lot of the times that's all you need.
Yeah.
And where do people find you? What are your socials?
I'm KP on the grind, skateboarder on the grind. Always grinding, guys. I'm gonna venture into editing stuff for people, Instagram reels, TikToks, all that stuff. That's gonna be fun. But before everything else, we are skateboarders. Yeah.
I literally should learn. I'm gonna buy a board soon. I'm gonna save up for it as well.
Yeah, it's a
And I'm gonna
confidence
buy
thing.
it. Definitely.
Like I
I'm
tell you,
gonna-
bro. Like as soon as like you understand it, oh, this is how I put my my feet on this board. It's like level unlocked. It's like you start understanding, man. Sure, it looks easy, but it looks easy because the people doing it understand every single step of it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just like that.
Oh wow, thank you so much for the conversation. Thank you for letting me in on so much. There's a lot that I did not know about you, but I'm glad that now I do. Today we had the amazing and talented Kopano. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for watching and for listening. Please make sure that you tune in first Thursday of the month for another episode. We'll be posting first Thursday of the month until we can afford to shoot weekly again. The podcast is available on YouTube. Please make sure that you subscribe, like, share, and comment. If you would like to advertise your product or brand, please send us an email. If you would like to be a part of our community and potentially collaborate with us or anyone within it, please do send us an email. The email is mamaforwork@gmail.com, which is MAMMA, the number 4work@gmail.com. This is Mama Weziza Sibia, and I hope I am leaving you with a heart full of art. Thank you so much.
Thank you.